Okay, my dear student, in the last cluster we had discussed regarding the introduction of the chapter, that is structure of atom, how the structure of the atom is and what are the subatomic particles present in an atom, and the discovery of electron and proton. And you have got this idea that electron is discovered by J.J. Thomson and the proton is discovered by E. Goldstein, right? Regarding this we have discussed already, and the charge of electron is -1 and that of proton is +1. So from this experiment, or after discussing the introduction, we have got an idea that atom consists of, so far we have got 2 subatomic particles we have got, right? Okay, later on we will get neutron also. That means what? Atom is divisible, or atom can be divided, or atom has these subatomic particles. What does it indicates? It indicates that the statement forwarded by the Dalton that atom cannot be divided further, or the atom is the last form of matter, is somewhere wrong, right? That means exactly we can't say that atom is the last form of matter or it cannot be divided further. So after the discovery of the subatomic particles electron and proton, the Dalton's theory of an atom becomes invalid, right? Now as discovery of electron and proton is done, so how they will be represented, or what will be their position in an atom? What is the location where the electron will be found, where the proton will be found, how they are arranged in an atom? To study this thing, that subatomic particles electron and protons are discovered. Okay, now how they will be organized, how they will be arranged, and what will be their position in atom? To discuss these things, various scientists came forward with their views, with their statement, with their ideas, and with their experiment, so that they can give an idea of how these subatomic particles are present in an atom. So for this purpose, one of those scientists are Thomson's, right? J.J. Thomson, who forwarded his law or his theory. The model of Thomson is known as Thomson's model of an atom. So today we are going to start this Thomson's model of an atom. So Thomson started this experiment, or he started to give a view or an idea regarding the position of proton and electron. That means how protons and electrons are arranged in an atom. So for this purpose, according to his statement, according to his model, if we want to understand the structure of an atom or the position of proton and electron, simply we can consider a watermelon. I think all of you are known regarding the watermelon, right? So, and now this is the season of watermelon too, right? So you are very much aware of this. In this watermelon, see, according to Thomson, overall the watermelon he considered as an atom. Okay, now in this watermelon, you know that seeds are present and the red portion is there, right? So you see here seeds. Suppose you consider these are the seeds of the watermelon, and this portion, this shaded portion is the red portion of watermelon. Now according to Thomson's model, if we consider an atom as a watermelon, then the red portion of watermelon, according to Thomson's model, the red portion of watermelon is the positive part of an atom. Okay, red portion is the positive part of an atom, and these seeds, if you consider it as a watermelon, then what will happen? These are the seeds. These seeds he considered as the electron. So what does it mean? That electrons are embedded in the positive portion, that is proton. So electrons are just embedded in the positive portion, that is proton type, right? That means according to his statement, maximum portions are positive charge or proton, and electrons are just placed in the red portion, that means in the positive portion. So according to his statement, what we have got? An atom consists of a positively charged sphere and the electrons are embedded in it. According to his statement, according to Thomson's model, that atoms are what? Positively charged sphere, right? Maximum portions are what? Positive. So he considered positively charged sphere and electrons are embedded in it, right? We have seen here, right? These electrons are embedded in this red portion, right? And next, what he forward his statement, according to his model, the negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude, so the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. Okay, no doubt we have got maximum red portion, or the whole sphere is the is an atom that is red portion 1, right? Maximum portion is the red, but the value or the magnitude of this positive portion, that is this shaded portion, if you consider it and if you match it with watermelon, then this red portion, okay, or here it is shaded portion, whatever with the value, whatever with the magnitude of this positive portion will be, it is equal to that of electron. That means if positive portion, suppose whatever with the plus charge is, right, suppose if the value is +6 for this red portion, or this for positive portion, then the charge of electron will be -6. Ultimately, if +5, then -5. So as a whole, if the number of magnitude of positive portion is +5, and if the magnitude of negative portion is -5, as a whole, what will happen? Atom will become what? Electrically neutral. So this was his model. So again I am going to repeat it. According to Thomson's model of an atom, he considered atom as a positively charged sphere and electrons are embedded in it, or electrons are present within this positive portion. So if we want to consider an example to understand it very properly, then you can compare it with watermelon, where the red portion of watermelon will be the positive portion, okay, and the seeds which are placed within that red portion, that is, seeds are embedded in that red portion, these seeds can be considered as the electron. That means what? This, if we consider watermelon as an atom, then seeds are the electron and the red portions are the positive part, okay. That means we can consider the proton type, right? So positive portion and negative portion. So I think you have understood. The next statement, according to his model, that the magnitude, whatever with the value of positive portion will be, it is equal to that of negative portion. So whatever with the value, magnitude will come out for positive portion, it will be same for the negative portion. That means as a whole, if whatever with the positive charge, it will be +5 minus +6 +8 +9 for positive portion, then for negative portion, that is for electron also, it will be +5 minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, right? Because electrons are negatively charged, charge will be negative. So if positive charge and negative charge, if their magnitude are same, so what does it mean? It means that the atom is electrically neutral, right? Because if we add it, ultimately what's the result? Result will be 0. So this was the Thomson's model of an atom, right? Okay, so you go through the chapter and read it, these topics, and in the next video we will discuss regarding Rutherford's model of an atom. Okay, so I want to request you that in the next video you will get the explanation of Rutherford's model of an atom. So once you go through the book, read the chapter thoroughly. Okay, Rutherford's model yet not explained, but before that, once you just read it, okay, once you just read it, so that when you will watch the next video, you can understand it very properly without any confusion, or if any confusion arises, which will get over after watching the videos. Okay, thank you.